Hi, it's Timo. Welcome to Norwich City Central.
Just can't wipe the smile off my face at the moment. Hello guys, Norwich City Central. This is how social media have reacted to Norwich City's 1-0 win over Brentford. Buendia'S a lovely flick in the first half was enough. There was tension in that second half and Brentford should have scored, but they missed an open goal and that made them to pay. Jordan Rhodes missed a penalty, they missed an open goal. They cancelled each other out and Norwich get a 1-0 win. And we hold on. Let's see how social media have reacted, but also please leave your thoughts down below and I will react to your comments below. Chris says, imagine if the own goal against Stoke didn't go in, we'd be second in the league. When Hanley got injured, we all thought the worst. Now he's going to struggle to get back into this side. We're hands down one of the best sides in the league and deserve it. On the fucking ball, City. Yeah, Chris, I love that, mate. Yeah, Grant Hanley got injured after the Ipswich game and we was fearing the worst. Certainly a lot of fans were. But Zinnerman's coming and he's just done an absolutely terrific job. I think Zinnerman and Closer, their partnership is incredible. Last season they kept 5 clean sheets in a row, and this season just defensively we look so much more organised with them in the team. It's really impressive, and I've got so many good words to say about the Norwich City defence as well. Max Aaron's 18 years old, his maturity, his decision making is brilliant, and we've got one of the best defences in the league. And last season, although we had Madison, we just didn't score enough goals, but we got that attacking flair now of Buendia, Onel Hernandez, and obviously the strikers, so things are going in a really good direction. Lawrence says the second half did bad things to my blood pressure, but couldn't care less because another 3 points. Winning when you don't play well is the sign of a top team. Looking good. Yep, didn't think we played great today. I thought the first half it was quite even. We probably shaded it after the 30th minute. We should have got a couple of goals. But then in the second half, we weren't great, were we? We backed off. Brentford, they've got a very good team, to be honest. They've got some real good attacking flair in their team, and we backed off and we struggled at times to keep the ball, but it's a sign of a great team when you win. And let's keep going now. Let's keep going. Sheffield Wednesday next. They're not in the greatest form after losing to Birmingham 3-1 and Middlesbrough last week. There's no reason why we can't go to Hillsborough to get 3 points and potentially move into the top 2 in the league. Really exciting times here at Norwich City. And although we didn't play well, it's great to see your team putting through and getting the win. Ryan says, Phil, pretty blessed to have Buendia, Cantwell and Hernandez as attacking options this year. Yep, Brian, I completely agree. Just the flair of Buendia, the flair of Buendia and Cantwell's brilliant, and they operate in central areas, but they can work really well wide as well. Tom Cantwell drifted in and out of the game, but there was one moment in the game where I was just like, wow, and that was when he flicked the ball over to Jamal Lewis, which led to our penalty. Brilliant from Todd Cantwell. Yes, he can still add goals to his game, and so can Buendia, but those 3 are so deadly, and they can contribute to scoring goals this season as well. Sam says, worth acknowledging Buendia's magical performance. That's one of the best finishes I've seen at Carrow Road. The awareness ability to pull that off is outstanding, but his work rate and tenacity off the ball is brilliant as well. A complete midfield display. Yes, I said Emi Buendia was my man of the match in my match review, and it wasn't just because of his goal, just the way he worked back and helped Max Aarons was brilliant. There was one moment in the first half where Max Aarons was a bit isolated against Ollie Watkins, but apart from that, Emi Buendia came back, supported him, and he's so small, but look at the strength on him. He's unbelievably strong. He doesn't look it, but the way he's barging Ollie Watkins and a couple of the other Brentford midfielders was absolutely outstanding. Complete performance, and he's definitely the first name on the team sheet against Sheffield Wednesday. Whether he plays against Bournemouth will be an interesting one. It all depends how much of a priority we take that cup game. It is the round of 16, so we are progressing into the cup rounds, but the league's got to be the priority with the form we're in at the moment. Matt says, need to get my thesaurus out. Can't really call it a gap anymore. More a gapping chasm of despair for Ipswich Town, really. Yeah, mind the gap. Ipswich Town, 9 points I think I saw. Norwich City, 27. 9 times 3, 27. 18 points clear after 15 games. 18 points clear of Ipswich. And they're not doing too well, are they, bless them? But it's brilliant to see Norwich City doing so well. Ryan says, get in there, nice 1-0 win and kept a clean sheet, and we're 3rd in the league. Let's keep this up, Norwich, and go to Sheffield Wednesday next week and get a win. And let's get a cup win on Tuesday against Bournemouth. Yeah, there's just so much positivity about. But we've got to remember, we didn't play great today, but obviously we're in a great run of form and we can start dreaming of these kind of things now. Farker's got the team playing so well, and there's a belief between the togetherness of the fans. Let's see what else people have to say regarding Norwich City's 1-0 win over Brentford. HM Pookie FC says, we should have been out of sight by half time, but a win is a win really. Yes, we had a brilliant spell between the 30th and the 45th minute. That was our best spell of the game. Obviously scoring through Buendia, but then Jordan Rose having a shot which went so close to hitting the back of the net, and obviously his penalty miss, which was pretty tragic, I'm not going to lie, but you can't criticise Jordan Rose too much because his work rate in that game was outstanding, and obviously it was the difference against Aston Villa, and even Nottingham Forest to an extent. Obviously his header was saved, and then Timmy Close scored the second goal. But yeah, we should have scored more goals, and that's perhaps still a one. I mean, it's so hard to criticise Norwich. We're winning games, but you could still feel possibly we're only winning by 1 goal margins, and all it takes is one mistake, one moment of magic from the opposition to obviously equalise the game, and that mean you drop 2 points. But brilliant from Norwich City at the moment, and I'm sure the goals will come. But the confidence of Buendia, Cantwell, Hernandez, Stupiman are really starting to show. I saw one comment saying Stupiman could control the ball if it fell from the Eiffel Tower. His first touch is brilliant. Second touch wasn't great against Brentford, but his first touch is brilliant. Chris says Marcus Stupiman, what a player. Yes, I thought he had a good performance. He drove the ball well and was really impressive. Matt says, thought the referee was decent today. No pathetic yellow cards like certain referees. Yeah, ref kept the black game flowing and had a good performance. Dave says, thoroughly deserved 3 points against a decent, if toothless Brentford. Should have been more comfortable, but a win is a win. However it comes, and we've accumulated the same number of points that the scum have picked up all season this week. I completely agree, because it's a fact, isn't it? 9 points from Nottingham Forest away, Aston Villa at home, Brentford at home. I'd have been very happy if we got 5 points, but we got 9. That's terrific. I thought Brentford actually weren't toothless. I thought they played quite well in spells. I think Ollie Watkins, Sergi Canos showed a lot of promise down the wings. They forced a couple of saves out of Tim Krul, and I don't think they was toothless. I think they did really try to get the equaliser, but I just thought defensively we played so well, and that's really good to see. A few more now. Steve Smith says Lambert can have his Norwich City status returned to legendary if he now quits Ipswich Town after watching their shambolic display this afternoon. Ipswich Town lost 3-0 to Millwall, and Paul Lambert must have been sitting in the stands and saying, how did my career go so wrong? I was the legend at Norwich. I got Norwich back-to-back promotions and made them finish 12th. And now I'm here watching Ipswich Town play football. How did my life go so wrong? That is what Paul Lambert will be saying to himself. Will says, bit roaring as we can't decisively finish off teams. Best player was Max Aarons, passing and tackling sublime. Firstly, yeah, you would have liked to have seen us see off teams. I think, let's look back to Derby County. We were 1-0 up and we didn't quite see off the game, and that obviously cost us. Obviously, there's been times like Nottingham Forest, Aston Villa, where we haven't needed to get that 2-goal margin, but that could come back to bite us. But at the moment, you can't really complain, can you? When we're defending as we are. Best player was Max Aarons. Yeah, he played so well. I've already spoke about it numerous times, but his maturity, his passing is excellent. He's so quick as well. I mean, he's an Ivo Pinto, but 20 times better, isn't he? Ivo Pinto, I was never actually one of his biggest fans. I thought he had a good pace, but his defensive positioning I thought was woeful. And I thought he was, I didn't think he was a very good defender, and his crossing never seemed to, beat the first man. Max Aarons can do all of that brilliantly. He's great. He's got great pace. He's brilliant defensively. He's one of our own, and he's when we look at the youth academy, he's the type of player you want to be getting out of there. Brilliant. Tom says that's another big 3 points in the bag. The Norwich train goes marching on. Yep, the wheels aren't falling off. And yeah, we're playing really, really well at the moment. Sam says yet another mammoth effort from the boys today. Norwich third, Scummer's got hammered again, and the Aka came in if Carl's playing this Saturday. So that sounds like the perfect Saturday to me, mate. Mark says, yeah, Stupiman could control a bouncy ball, drop from the Eiffel Tower. That's where I read it. Brilliant, Wordy. Brilliant today. Great touch. And finally, we've got a comment from Steve who says, Buendia, his defensive work and determination going forward was brilliant today. What a signing. Yeah. And you got to give credit to Stuart Webber. Unbelievable signing. I mean, Buendia from Spain, the second division of Spain, I think it was. What a signing. And as well as that, getting Mo Leitner and Emi Buendia. No English clubs would have really scouted those players, in my opinion. But Stuart Webber has signed those players, and they only cost 1.5 million each. Imagine if they was English. You know, Emi Buendia is better than Jack Grealish, and Jack Grealish is worth something stupid like 30, 40 million pounds. So you've got to give a lot of credit to Stuart Webber and his brilliant signings overseas, and also the way him and Daniel Farke have instigated youth into the team, and obviously the youth players themselves for being brilliant. But yeah, that's how social media have reacted. One criticism, maybe we should have been more comfortable in that game, but a win is a win. We go marching on, and it's exciting times watching Norwich City. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you later.